Hello guys, obviously this is my first video on boxing. I've been watching boxing a long time. I'm just gonna talk about the upcoming heavy duty card on Saturday, obviously, which is headlined by Daniel Dubois versus Nathan Gorman for the vacant British title. And then obviously in co-main event of that is Joyce versus Brian Jennings, who has just come off a loss to Oscar Rivas, who obviously Oscar Rivas will fight Dillian White next week, next Saturday, I believe, on the 20th. And then if we look at the undercard of that, we have Sonny Edwards looking for another title at a different world organisation, the IBF super flyweight title, against a guy whose record is 12-2, so it doesn't look too bad. Does look like a little bit of a step up for Sonny Edwards. Archie Sharp fighting Jordan McCrory for the WBO European title as well. And a big one out of the undercard, Liam Williams fighting for the vacant WBC silver title, super middleweight against Karim Aknor. That is a big step up, I think, for Liam Williams. The WBC silver title is it's a title that gets you in the top 10 in the WBC. It's an important title because just under interim level, interim title, you could say it's a minor world title, really. That's how it's used sometimes. I believe that Williams will probably come through that fight, and then he'd be ranked in the top 10 in the super middleweight division. So my thoughts as well is obviously we also have obviously top the bill is Gorman and Dubois, both unbeaten, both hungry guys. One's a puncher, one's a boxer. I think everyone says Gorman's not really a puncher, but he has got a decent knockout ratio on his record, I think. I think it'd be an interesting fight. I think early on, it'd be cagey, but I think my personal opinion is Gorman will win the fight on points. And I think also I think Joe Joyce will beat Brian Jennings and probably stop. I think he might stop Brian Jennings within the last 4 rounds. I think Sonny Edwards and Archie Sharp should win as well. And also, Willie Hutchinson is on that card as well. So he's having his next fight under the Frank Warren Queensbury promotion stable. So it's a good card. It's looking good on Saturday night, that card. Frank Warren's had a lot of stick recently for bad cards or poor quality cards, but I must say the last 2 cards, the card in Leeds and this card, and even the card that's coming up in August in Belfast, look good. So fair play to Frank Warren for that. Also in the boxing world this week, we have a card on Thursday night in Italy. A Matchroom Promotions card, which is obviously Morrison and Turchi, I think, is the main event. But I will speak about that. We'll speak about that card later on in another video. Also, on Friday night from Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, I can't believe I'm saying this, is a card which has obviously the main event is Amir Khan versus Billy Dib. Now, Amir Khan has been a world champion, and he's fought some of the best fighters around. Canelo, Terence Crawford, Danny Garcia. He's never been one to shy away from a challenge, but really, I have to say that Billy Dib is a disappointing opponent, really, especially now we know this isn't an exhibition, this is a sanctioned bout for the WBC international title, which is quite funny because the what originally was supposed to be for the WBC Pearl title, but the WBC himself pulled that title belt and swapped it around for the WBC international belt because they decided that the fight wasn't prestigious enough for the Pearl belt. So it's quite amusing that the WBC think that. Also on that card in Jeddah, Prince Patel is fighting for the IBO World Championship, which a lot of some boxing fans do disrespect the IBO, but in my personal opinion, the IBO is a genuine world title, and it should be respected as the WBA, WBC, WBO, and the IBF is as well, so, and the Ring Magazine boss. So I believe, so that's a genuine world title fight for Prince Patel. Wish him all the best of luck. His disrespect. I watched a video of him the other day, a few years back, where he disrespected Barry Jones, which I disagree with disrespecting any world champion, because a world champion has become a world champion. You can't really take that off him, whether they've had one defence or no defences. A world champion's a world champion. But also on that card, you've got Hughie Fury fighting Samuel Peters, the Nigerian Nightmare. I just think Samuel Peters